welcome back to another video. It's a Bradford City v Swindon Town match reaction. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments down below. A 1-1 draw. I mean, I don't think back-to-back draws, but I think it's a... If you told me we were getting a point before the game and I didn't know what happened, I would have said, yeah, I'd probably take it. But then, when you look at the game, how we dominated, how we controlled, how we played and how they played, because they didn't play the way they would want to have set up. You know, they were slightly above us, I think above us with a point. Coming into a game on a decent one, I think I'd take it, but, you know, when you look at the handball, never an handball, you know, the ref's quite far away from it, like, I think like you said, so he's done well to see that, but his hand's by his side. I mean, it depends, you know, does the rules from the Premier League count for the rules in League 2? You know, it's stupid. I think that's not a clear and obvious handball because it's by his side. But you know, there's nothing he could have done to not handball that. But what I will say about that decision, like the decision last Saturday against Grimsby away, the ref blows in the penalty box and we're about to take a shot. A game don't get defined by that, and you know, they scored the penalty. Brilliant save by Lewis again, but did we create enough clear-cut chances? No. Did we take our chances? What we probably should have? No. So, you know, I think we should have come away maybe 2 or 3 goals in that game. You know, 2 or 3 good chances that we didn't take. So, you know, it's a deserved draw, but we probably, you know, on the balance, probably deserved to win it, but we didn't take our chances. I mean, we had 14 shots, 5 on target. You know, you need to be getting more on target. 56 possession. We would have had more if we didn't let them control a bit, get into a game for 10 minutes or so towards the end. And they had 17 shots, 8 on target. So, I mean, shots wise, they've had more and looked better for that. But we dominated that game and controlled it. But if you don't take your chances, then you don't deserve anything from a game. And there were too many players who probably didn't put a bit more effort in. There were probably too many players who made a couple of mistakes in key moments. But I feel for Halliday because he had a good game up until that point. But yeah, I think we controlled the game. I mean, the passing we were playing in the first 10 minutes, a few weren't particularly happy with how we were playing out from the back. But, you know, what we have is a brilliant goalkeeper who's brilliant at distribution, and we've brought in centre backs who can do that as well in the summer. So I'm confident that they can play it out, and everything doesn't have to be 90 miles per hour. You know, it doesn't have to have so much urgency all the time when we go forward. We don't have to take a shot straight away, and you know, I think we should have done better with our chances we created, and maybe should have. And I do think the team took more risks last night. You know, when you look at Grimsby, we didn't take as many risks. We didn't have as many shots when there were a clear chance to shoot. But, you know, when no one's closing you down, you shoot, and that's what we did today. But when there's a big brick wall in front of you, you don't shoot because it's obviously going to get blocked. But, you know, I think some, only a few want 90 miles per hour football, and you're not going to get that, especially on a Tuesday night. And I think we played well up to certain moments in the game, but then a few mistakes, referee mistake, and a few mistakes in the final third when we didn't play the right pass or we didn't take the right shot. That cost us today, and you know, one goal from how, if you look at how we played instead of the stats, because they had more shots, we should have scored maybe 2 or 3, but we didn't take our chances again. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We didn't take our chances, few mistakes, you know, want a penalty. I'll get into match ratings now. Harry Lewis gets a 7, although he conceded a power. It was a brilliant save anyway, right in the bottom corner, and he manages to save it. Good save, and then it falls straight back to him, unfortunately. I don't think he could have done it there. A few good saves in the game before that. Good distribution again. Yeah, he's a top-class goalkeeper, and I'd give him a 7 again. Brad Halliday, I'd give him a 7, although he conceded the handball for the penalty. There's no what he could have done to get out of the way of that shot. It shouldn't have been given as a penalty, so it's not a mistake from Halliday. And up until that point, he were getting up and down the wing, putting a few crosses in, a few good passes. You know, linking up in the final third well with a few nice, neat passes. A few times linked up well, and defensively looked better. And you know, every game now, Halliday's looking a bit better. He's settling into a team a bit more. I think he was out most of the season, or maybe all the season last season with injury, so it was going to take a while for him to get back up to full speed. So bit by bit, he's looking better. Matty Platt and Critchlow. I mean, Critchlow gets a 7, Platt gets a 6 because, you know, look at the highlights. I think a few were their chances that they had. A few really good chances were because Matty Platt stepped out of his position. Whether that were a concentration thing or a fitness thing even. I think he didn't have the best of games today, but it was still decent. I mean, what we have to remember is most of these players are well, all of them are playing in League 2, but some of them are League 2 standard or League 1 standard, and you're not going to get 7, 8 out of 10s every game. You're not going to get consistency out of most of them every game. I mean, Folds has been very consistent, Smallwood has been, but he's been playing in the Championship. You're only going to get a few who aren't going to make mistakes, and you know, Angle had a good chance to square it and he didn't. He kept dribbling. Same with Chapman's, he's had a few chances like that. Dion Pereira, you know, struggles to keep hold of the ball. He's always looking to do with skill, so you're going to get that in this division because that's the standard of where we're playing. You're not going to get, you know, a good performance and a good move out of everyone every time. You've got to take the rough of it, you know. But back into player ratings, I'd give Critchlow a 7. He's solid, forming a good partnership with Platt, and since he got dropped for Odesina, he's looking even better now. You know, better on the ball. A bit more composed when he's defending, and them two are looking really solid. About a few mistakes here and there, but they're going to make it. Fold 7, you know, Mr. Consistent at the moment, came in for Rydal and we haven't looked back. Really good defensively. Going forward, I think there's room for improvement with some areas of his play going forward, but you know, every time he's playing, better crosses are going in, he's getting into better positions, and it does look a lot better from last season. And I think he's still around 23, 24. I don't know quite how old he is, but he's 24 years old now, 25 next season, so he's still got quite a lot of room to grow. So it could be a mainstay in this team. I didn't know he was that young, but yeah, he's looking better every game. I don't know what his contract situation is, but he's Mr. Reliable on that left side. Into midfield, Small gets an 8 and man of match for me. First half he was brilliant. I mean, a few really good tackles, getting tenacious, running around like a rat, getting in players' faces, creating chances. It was just at them all the time, but then towards the end he looked to have got a bit more tired. Same with Gilead, he were doing the same, he gets a 7. And then East came in and tried to give us a bit more energy in midfield, but we just missed it a bit. A few more chances came, but you'd think it'd be them who were the tired ones after how many times we kept passing it and trying to work them defensively. But you know, Smallwood's a class act. He's just come down from the Championship, and he's playing 2 leagues below than what he should be really. And every pass he makes is crisp and accurate. Every tackle he makes is ferocious and it has a bite to it. It is just brilliant. And Gilead didn't have a bad game as well, considering his poor performance against Grimsby on Saturday. Into the attack, Chapman, 6. Parts of his play that looks promising, parts of his play that looks abysmal. But there's someone in there. There's a good player in there. There's someone in there, obviously, but hopefully they didn't actually. What I'm trying to say is just a bit of quality in there that just needs to be unleashed, and I think it could be if he played on the wing. If he's got more freedom to dribble with the ball, take players on, get more crosses in that number 10 position, he can't do that. In that number 10 position, you've got to be good at passing, you've got to know when to pass, you've got to know the right time to pass, and he don't have that. He don't have that understanding, but there's a bit of quality in there, I think he's just been a bit unlucky so far with balls getting stuck under his feet, and been a bit tangled, a bit like Cook last season when he couldn't quite get his first touch right, and that same with Chapman. And I think if he gets moved out onto the wing, and when Walker's back, we'll be firing even better. But yeah, like I say, it's not a bad point, but we've still got Walker to come back, and that attack is going to look even better. So yeah, on to Dion Pereira, 5 for him. He's still struggling to try and get into a team and trying to make an impact. I think this, again, like Chapman, there's a player in there, we all know it, but he's just struggling to do the basics. He's struggling to work back defensively, he's struggling to keep hold of the ball, he's struggling to use his strength. The basics he needs to do, once he does them basics, the skills will come with that. But he just he's a bit lazy on the ball. He's expecting to just, skill someone in one move. He's expecting, he's moving like this, and then he's getting back like this, and it looks like an effort for him to do anything. I think once he does the basics right, we'll get the Dion we got last season. But he has to do them basics right. He has to get back when defending. He has to try and use his strength and protect the ball more. Because it's League Two, it ain't, the Premier League or the Championship or a La Liga where you just go down straight away and you win a free kick. You've got to use your strength. It's League Two. You're not going to get it easy. You're going to get fouled, and you're going to get chopped in from behind it a few times. But you've got to stand up to that, and you've got to do your hard yards getting back, and he ain't doing that. But I think he will come good towards the back end of this season. And then we'll be like, can we get him on loan again? But, there's a player in there, we just need to unleash him, and I think he needs a bit of time away from the team. Hopefully Banks is coming back soon, because we're missing him. But why not give Jake Young a go? He came in towards the beginning of the season, a few good games, Chef Wednesday in the Cup, scored a few bangers. I think Walsall, was it, where he scored that goal? He's got a shot on him, and he's got a bit of magic in him. His overall play needs to improve as well, and I think that's why he might not be playing at the minute. His physicality needs to be better. His overall play needs to be better, but he's got a fantastic shot on him. And I think if we need a goal, like last Saturday, bring him on, because it can give you that bit of magic. Moving up top to Andy Cook. Have I missed someone out? I think so. Terry Wright, that's it, 7. Really good player, and what I like about him most, what you have to do with Terry Wright is look at Dion Pereira and look at Terry Wright. Dion Pereira not working back and being a bit lazy. Terry Wright moving all over the pitch, left, right, getting in left back positions, helping out forwards. Then in the final third, when he's used his strength, he gets his trickery. He's got a good shot on him, and got his goal that were deserved. I mean, if he can keep scoring, keep getting assists, he's going to be a fantastic player. And again, he could be one of those players who we want to keep next season, but he's doing everything right at the minute. He's not lazy, he's winning all over, and he took his goal really well today, provided by Dion Pereira. Andy Cook, a few fans are wanting him to be dropped, only a few, maybe about 5 idiots. But if you are one of those, let me know why in the comments down below. But he hasn't scored in a few games, but he does offer you work rate. It reminds me a bit of James Hansen, to be honest with you. A few years ago, he had that work rate. He'd get back, he'd hassle defenders. Yeah, he'd concede a few fouls or whatever, and he'd go a long while without scoring. But he gives you something else before that, and I think he's got 11, 13 goals already. Scored a lot of goals already this season. We just need goals to come from other players now to take the pressure off Andy Cook, and I think that's what's happening. The pressure's on him to provide everything, to score all the goals, and yet other players aren't stepping up yet. I think if Tariq White can keep doing it, he'll have a bit of a burnout, but this is why I've got the big squad. We have to use it. Maybe Andy Cook does need to be dropped, but I won't criticise him for his performances. I think Oliver's come off the bench and had a few good games. But on to the substitutes. Oliver, I want to give him a 7 because I liked how he came on, pressing everything, held the ball up well. But I'll give him a 6. Angol 6, some good moments when he came off, but at the same time he had a few passes that he shouldn't pulled off, and he didn't quite pull them off. And then Ryan East gets a 6 as well because he couldn't quite get into a game. But let me know your player ratings in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know if you thought it was handball. It clearly wasn't, but let me know why you think it was if it wasn't. And let me know your thoughts on the game. Have a good one.